everybody. Welcome to the Outdurable Living Show. Today I have with me Mr. Joe Frith of Mountain Deck. How are you doing, Joe?
I'm doing great, Scott. Thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure.
Always. Appreciate you being here. So if you can look behind us, we're at Bear Bottle Brewing, and where are we?
We're in the San Francisco Bay Area. This is a city called Menlo Park.
Menlo Park, okay. Yeah. And we just finished our Northern California edition of our Fortress Evolution Masterclass, hosted by Mr. Joe Frith.
Thank you.
How do you think that went today?
I thought it was wonderful. I had such a great time. I'm so blessed to be part of it. Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. Yeah. I thought it was great. A lot of good interaction. People seemed really excited to learn about steel framing.
Enthusiastic, I would say, for sure.
You've been doing for quite a while now, right?
Absolutely.
Right? And I kind of want to rewind and talk about how you got into the construction industry, your roots, where you started from. You know, you're California born and raised, right?
Absolutely, sir. You know, absolutely.
I won't hold that against you.
I know. Most people do, but thank you for not.
Us Texas guys don't always like California so much.
But I'm a different breed of Californian. I'm a Bakersfield, California. Bakersfield is what we call the Texas of California.
Okay.
We got nothing but cattle ranches and oil wells, and it's flat and dirty.
I actually, when I was in the Marines, I lived in San Diego.
Right.
But I dated a girl that lived right outside of Bakersfield.
Oh, boy.
In one of the oil field areas, and I forget the name of the town.
Oildale, probably, or Tehachapi. Tehachapi is a big
that was it. Yeah. So I know exactly where you're talking about. Yeah. So talk to me about childhood growing up outside of Bakersfield.
So, like I said, not a typical California. Number one, I'm a native, not a transplant.
Okay.
Most of California comes from the rest of the country. Streets are paved with gold. They all come here chasing the California dream. But I grew up here, and I grew up on a ranch outside of Bakersfield.
Yeah.
We had cattle. We had a couple horses. We had every kind of farm animal imaginable. And when I was a kid, I was the oldest son.
Oh, same.
So parents were going to break me in right, and if there was a fence that needed mending, a barn board that came loose, or just some work around the ranch that needed to be done, that was my introduction to tools and how to build.
Yeah, it's pretty similar to me. You know, I grew up in a Cajun family that would never hire anybody to do anything. If a bathroom remodel needed to be done, if a roof needed to be put on, we would get together and we would do it and figure it out.
And that's what I was going to say. There's no book that teaches you how to do it.
No.
Your dad's going to show you how to swing a hammer.
That's right.
And then, boy, you better get out there and start swinging.
That's right.
So you figure it out.
That's right.
School of Hard Knocks was my teacher.
So same thing. I started in the construction when I was like 5, helping my dad with the bathroom remodel.
Exactly.
Right? So
similar.
Yeah. So fast forward a little bit. You know, you and I are both veterans.
Sure.
Right? So similar story. Grew up in that kind of work ethic. Went in the military.
Wanted to see the world a little bit.
Yeah.
Get away from my small country town.
Same. Yeah. I never went anywhere, never did anything, and I wanted to see the world, right?
That's right.
So fast forward, you get out of the military, and what was the next step for you?
Next step was to use that GI Bill and do what everybody told me. You're not anything if you don't get that college degree.
Sure.
So mortgage your future, sell off your future to get that piece of paper that was turning out to be meaningless. So what I did was I got out of the military. I wanted to be a high school football coach and wrestling coach, and I wanted to teach high school history.
Yeah. I was going to teach math and coach soccer. Same. Yeah.
Yeah. So
right.
I did.
I feel like you're telling my story over here.
Exactly. Very similar. It's funny how, like minds find each other.
Right.
I did my student teaching, and I was like, I'm done. No, thank you. I didn't like the administration or the parents, so I struck out in both areas.
I could handle the kids. It was the parents I didn't like.
Exactly. I love the kids. I love coaching the kids.
Right.
So I decided I didn't like teaching, and I racked up all these student loans because people told me you can't do anything without a piece of paper saying you graduated. So I did that, and I was like, how am I going to pay these student loans? Well, I paid my way through college part-time by working on a construction site and racking up this debt. And then I'm like, well, I got to fall back to what I know. I know how to swing a hammer.
Yeah.
So here I am, fast forward, I'm a laborer on a construction crew, then I'm a carpenter on a construction crew, and then pretty soon I'm selling the jobs for my contractor I was working for, that I was apprenticing to. I was out selling him on the jobs, and my clients were telling me, Joe, we like working with you a lot better than the contractor you're working for. We would hire you in a heartbeat. And I was like, well, it's time to go out on my own then. And so I've been in construction ever since.
Yeah. So let's fast forward.
Sure.
You went out on your own, right? How long have you been on your own, running your own business?
Oh gosh, 15, 20 years.
Okay. But of that 15, 20 years, your second half of that ish was deck building exclusively, right?
That's right. I started out on my own with whoever gave me a check to do whatever. Windows, door, kitchen remodel, bathroom renovation.
How much did you like that?
Not that much. Dealing with the clients, just nitpicking, standing over your shoulder as you're in their kitchen, trying to find things wrong with your work. I got so frustrated with that. I noticed something when I was doing that. I noticed if I was in their home, they were constantly irritated with me, constantly finding fault with my work. The moment that I went into deck building outside, the deck building, we have someone talking loud over here.
It's okay.
So, but what I noticed is when I was building their decks, they would come out, say hi, just see that I made progress. Then they would go in the house and leave me alone.
Yeah.
They would let me just build works of art. They wouldn't bother me.
Right.
And I was like, this is awesome. I can build, I can create, I can be my own boss, and they're not looking over my shoulder.
Yeah.
So I started falling in love with decks. And from there, I was like, I think I can make a living just building decks full time.
Sure.
And so that's kind of where I got the impetus, the brainchild to really start building decks. And that was in 2018-ish, 2019.
And I know, you've always been on the cutting edge of different things, but you were kind of right out the gate when I was steel framing, and you've really been on the forefront of that in the state of California.
Absolutely.
Right?
I was one of the first people that when Fortress Steel Framing landed in the Northern California Bay Area, I was one of the first 2 or 3 contractors to put up the first steel frame.
Yeah.
I fell in love with it.
So let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, look at them shaking.
Whoa. Hello, guys. Mountain Dick right here. I don't know what it is, but
So they're doing a little trivia behind us, and we're going to win even though we're not playing.
All right.
But let's talk about that. There's a lot of contractors out there that are afraid to be innovative. They do things. You ask them why you did that. It's because my dad did it, my granddad did it, my granddad's granddad did it, and
or I apprenticed to a contractor, and this is the way he always did it, and he made sure I followed his method.
So what made you kind of break the mold and want to be on the cutting edge of innovation?
Well, I wanted to be my own boss, and I always wanted to be unique. I didn't want to be just another contractor.
Yeah.
We can all just follow the herd nose to tail and do what the next person is in front of us and the next person behind us. I wanted to do something that was unique, that separated me and distanced me from the other contractors.
Yeah.
And being in California, I wanted to work with the material that fit my environment. We're really, really in danger of wildfires out there. So I just knew that all the technology that's available today, it's stupid to do it the same way we've been doing it for 300 years.
Yeah.
A simple wood structure that goes up in fire like this. So I started checking out alternative materials, and I had a client that loved me. I worked with her for years doing different phases of her home. She said, Joe, it's time to do the deck, but we don't want a deck that we have to maintenance. We suck at homework, working on the home. Build us a maintenance-free deck. Build us a deck that's going to last forever and looks great. And I'm like, and she said, something like a steel deck would be awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I had no idea that a steel deck was even available, so I Googled steel, and Fortress came up. She looked at it and says, that's what I want. I said, all right, this is what I'm going to build you then. It just turns out that my first deck was a 5,000 square foot deck.
Yeah, that's nothing to sneeze at. And fast forward a little bit now. Today we were talking, and you're at almost 90% steel.
I am. I have 30 deck projects in design, engineering, permitting, or under construction right now. In the first 6 months of this year, of those 30 decks, 26 of them are Fortress steel frames.
Yeah, so that's like 87%. That's a pretty high rate.
That is,
right?
Yeah, it's an amazingly high rate.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, it's easy if you believe in it.
Yeah.
If you've built with it, if you've worked with it, it sells itself.
Yeah.
It's so easy to put together.
For sure.
The contractors that are afraid of it, you're cutting your own throat because it's the way of the future.
Yeah.
It really is.
So one of the big questions I wanted to ask you is, we have we run in the same circle and just some things. We have some people that we share in common that have really influenced our lives.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the phrases we like to use is, what's your why? What drives you? What keeps you going? Talk to me about that a little bit.
Yeah, I'd love to talk to you about my why. I'm 55 years old. I never married, never had children. But there's an important part of my family that means the world to me, and that's my 3 dogs.
Yeah.
I love my dogs. I really believe they're heaven sent. Dogs are like angels on earth.
Yeah.
And I had a dream since I was 5, 6, 7 years old living on that ranch that I was going to rescue dogs one day. And all 3 of my dogs are rescues.
Yeah, same.
And my dream was to just own a piece of land, nothing fancy, 5, 10 acres, have a house and a structure on it where when I go into retirement and I sell my decking business, I have a nest egg set aside that will allow me to rescue as many dogs in my lifetime as I can.
Yeah.
Hire
That's
a manager that goes out and gets donations, and so that the dog rescue lives after I'm gone.
That's so cool.
That is my dream in life.
Yeah.
And so that's my why. That's what motivates me to grind 7 days a week.
Yeah.
And speaking of one of those people that we have in common, I want to give a shout out to Chris and Amy Green.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be doing 30 decks the first 6 months of this year if I hadn't gone through their academy and had them teach me how to manage a business. Because I've always been able to build beautiful things, but I didn't have the knowledge to run a successful company, and that's what I'm doing now.
Yeah. They've been a big impact on a lot of people's lives.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, you know, in closing, because these trivia guys are getting pretty loud back there.
They're getting militant,
They're getting rowdy.
Yeah.
So, talk to me about what you think the future of deck building is.
The future of deck building is real simple. It's alternative building materials, Scott. The way that we build with the way we build with wood, my apologies.
Yeah.
It's outdated, it's antiquated, and if you go around the world, nobody's building with wood anymore.
Right, nobody.
America's the last holdout. People build in stone, rock, brick, cement, so much more insulated,
Yeah.
so much more environmentally sound, it's so much more environmentally good for everybody. And the fact that we are building with wood and we have these crazy wildfires in California.
Yeah.
You know that most of the building code originates in California and then proliferates out to the rest of the country.
Sure.
So our fire codes in the last couple of years have just gotten absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
And rightfully so.
Rightfully so, right? It's all over the news.
When you watch a city, metropolitan area like LA burn down to the ground, that's scary. That's terrifying. That impacted 1 million people down there.
Easy.
Right? Easy. So they have a building code now that there's no wood structures allowed within 5 feet of a home. And they just announced that next year they're going to within 10 feet of the home. So that's no wooden fences, no wooden decks, no wooden pergolas, no wooden patio covers. So you have to build with an alternative building material.
Yeah.
And the company that checks all the box for an alternative building material is Fortress Evolution. Because there's 2 words, there's 2 boxes you got to check off. Non-combustible and A-rated fireproof. Okay, A-rated fire building material.
Yeah.
And non-combustible. And Fortress Steel Evolution checks all those boxes.
That's awesome.
And so I wanted to be on the cutting edge, and it's helped separate me from the rest of the competition.
And you know what? It shows.
Thank you.
It shows. You know, we talked earlier, but you've come a long way since the time I've known you, and you're doing some really big things, and it's
Yes.
great to see.
Wonderful. Thank you for that. That means a lot to me. Thank you.
And, you know, just to top it off, I think we had a great event today.
Absolutely.
I think this masterclass went off amazingly, and you got all these cool people behind us that were enjoying it, and they had fun. They're getting rowdy, so I'm gonna let you get back to it.
Sounds
get
good.
back to your team, be a man of the people.
Absolutely.
So, Joe, I appreciate your
Scott,
time.
it's always a pleasure.
Appreciate you.
Thank you for allowing me to
Absolutely.
be part of this.
Absolutely, it's always great.
Out of it, too.
It's always great.
Thank you.
And that, everybody, is the Outdurable Living Show with Fortress Building Products and Joe Frith of Mountain Decks.
Thank you. Take care, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah.